Okay, imagine this for a second. 1,500 days. I mean, 1,500 consecutive days of doing anything is impressive.
It really is. Hard to wrap your head around sometimes.
But what if I told you about a group that managed online yoga classes every single day for 1,500 days straight?
Wow.
Never missed one, never even late. It sounds almost impossible, that level of dedication.
It's truly a huge milestone.
Yeah.
And today, June 23rd, 2025, marks that exact day for the Patanjali Japan Foundation. 1,500 consecutive days.
Right. And that's exactly what we're diving into today. We want to unpack this incredible journey behind the streak.
Yeah.
We're looking at not just what they did, but really how they pulled off such unwavering commitment and, what lessons we can maybe take away about habits, community, adapting to anything, really.
Yeah, and the great thing is our insights today are coming straight from the source. They put out a celebratory blog post, so we get a direct look at their experience.
Yeah, which is perfect. So as we get started, here's something to think about, maybe for you listening too. What does it actually take to stick with something like that? Especially when, and I love this detail from the source, they openly say it started with a lot of trial and error.
Exactly. That phrase, trial and error, it makes the end result even more amazing. Because what they achieved, well, it's just phenomenal.
So 1,500 consecutive days of online yoga.
Yep. And get this, not a single class delayed, not one missed.
That's the bit that blows my mind. The sheer volume, too, that adds up to, 3,235 classes delivered.
3,235, yeah. Just think about the planning, the consistency required for that number.
And it wasn't just about the classes themselves, was it? There was this contribution to the wider yoga community, too.
That's right. Their practitioners, the people showing up every day, they contributed over 35,000 Surya Namaskar rounds.
35,000.
Yeah. And that fed into this huge, global effort, 7.5 billion rounds in total. It actually contributed to a Guinness World Record.
Wow. Okay, so that really shows how these small, consistent daily actions can build up into something, massive.
Absolutely monumental. It's a perfect example.
Which makes their origin story even more interesting. Let's rewind a bit. How did this all start? The source mentioned they began sharing yoga and Ayurveda knowledge way back in 2014.
Yeah, their roots go back quite a way.
Oh.
But this specific daily online class thing, it wasn't like an immediate success.
The trial and error part.
Exactly. They first tried daily online classes in January 2019, but the key date, the moment this current streak actually began, what they call the restart. That was April 20th, 2020. That's day one of the 1,500.
Okay, April 20th, 2020. So when they hit that restart, what changed? What was the promise they made? What made this time stick?
Seems like the key was simplicity. The source says it boiled down to a really simple promise. Just show up every weekday for 30 minutes.
30 minutes, that's it.
That seems to be the core commitment. Specific, not too overwhelming. It lowers that barrier to just getting started each day.
That makes so much sense for habit building. Takes the pressure off. But was it just any random 30 minutes of yoga, or did they have a structure?
Good question. They did. That's where the silver triangle comes in. This specific routine became the backbone of that daily 70-minute commitment.
The silver triangle. Okay, tell me about that.
It's very concise. It breaks down into 10 minutes of Kapalabhati breathing.
Okay.
Then 5 minutes of Anulom Vilom, alternate nostril breathing.
Right.
And finally, 10 minutes combining Brahmari, the humming bee, breath, and meditation.
That's very specific. 10, 5, 10.
Exactly. And they pair it with gentle Sukshma Vyayama, which are these sort of subtle joint movements.
Okay.
And what seems brilliant about it, according to the source, is precisely that structure. It's a manageable amount of time, and the practice is clearly defined.
So no guesswork.
Right. The blog post mentions this simplicity helped new people join easily and stay consistent, even if they had busy schedules. It basically removed the whole "what should I do today" problem.
Yeah, that decision fatigue. It can totally derail you, can it?
Absolutely. So they built this really solid, consistent core practice.
But, okay, this is the part that really, really grabbed my attention reading through the source. Their adaptability. Where were these classes actually happening? Because it wasn't always a quiet room, was it?
No, definitely not. This is where their commitment just goes to another level, I think. The source makes a point of listing the locations.
And it's quite a list. I mean, beyond the usual home or office setup.
Oh, yeah. Homes, parks, offices, sure. But also buses.
On a bus, seriously.
Yep. The Shinkansen, the bullet train in Japan.
Wow.
Ski resorts, actual mountain trails. even airport lobbies.
Airport lobbies. Okay, that just tells you everything, doesn't it? If the commitment is there and maybe that simple structure helps, the practice can happen literally anywhere.
It shows incredible adaptability. Practice becomes part of life, not something confined to a special place or time.
And clearly that level of dedication, that adaptability, it had a ripple effect, right? It started as one 6:30 a.m. class, but it definitely grew from there.
It absolutely did. Now they're offering 4 classes daily, plus a special 6 a.m. class on weekends.
4 a day.
Yeah, and their reach expanded beyond just individual practitioners, too.
Yeah.
They developed corporate wellness programs based on this success.
So consistency breeds trust, which breeds growth. Makes sense.
It seems to be a key takeaway. It doesn't just maintain. It organically grows opportunities.
But another thing that really comes through loud and clear from the source is that this wasn't just one person's marathon. They stress it was a team victory.
That's a really crucial point they make. It wasn't a solo mission at all. They specifically give credit to key figures.
Right. I saw the names Ashutosh Sensei, the initiator.
Yep. And Dhanashri Sensei, who was key in sustaining it early on, and Virata Sensei, who's carrying the torch now.
But beyond the teachers, they put huge emphasis on the practitioners, the participants themselves, calling them the heartbeat of this journey.
Yeah, and our primary motivation, that really stood out.
So how did that community aspect actually work to keep things going? I mean, 1,500 days is a long time to stay motivated.
Well, the source implies it was more than just logging on for yoga. It acted like a real support system.
Okay.
Think shared goals, cheering each other on, maybe even helping troubleshoot tech issues together. It created this sort of interdependent environment.
Ah. So it wasn't just your commitment, but you felt accountable to the group.
Exactly. That shared purpose, that mutual accountability, it seems like, that was incredibly powerful for sustaining something this demanding over the long haul. It really underlines the power of community.
Definitely. So as we wrap this up, looking back at the Patanjali Japan Foundation's 1,500 days, it's just a fascinating story.
It really is.
We've seen this incredible impact from consistent practice, from being adaptable, and crucially, from that strength you get from a dedicated community.
And it makes you think, doesn't it? Connecting it back to us, to you listening. Well, if this group could manage 1,500 days of yoga, from trains, mountain trails, airport lobbies, overcoming all sorts of daily disruptions, what seemingly impossible habit or goal could you commit to?
That's a powerful question. What's the thing you've maybe thought was too hard, too inconsistent?
Right. What small action, what simple promise could you make to yourself today that could lead to your own version of a 1,500-day achievement down the line?
It doesn't have to be yoga, obviously. It could be anything.
Anything at all. Think about what your next 1,500 days could hold if you just started with one small, consistent step.
So yeah, something to definitely ponder. How can you, keep breathing, keep moving, and keep shining in whatever you pursue? Just like the foundation is aiming for their next 1,500 days.
It's a great thought to leave on.